Basic electromechanical energy conversion laboratory. That's a mouthful. Basically, you're doing labs on motors, generators, transformers, inverters, stuff like that, like a bunch of electrical equipments. This is a lab, so lab reports, but they're not as bad as the other electrical engineering lab reports. So I would say, I don't know, probably only spent like 2 hours for every report, or not even that much, so like less than 14 hours, or sorry, I'd say less than like 20 hours in total spent on these reports for the entire course. Technical writing. I remember having one homework right at the beginning of the course, and then the rest were just classworks that everybody finished after the class was done, and like they handed in right on that day, so I wouldn't call those homeworks. But yeah, very easy course. Refrigeration and air conditioning. No homeworks, no quizzes, just the exams. Same deal with mechanics of machinery, just the exams, no homeworks, no quizzes. Easy stuff. Material science for engineers. Yes, we did have homework, but they weren't properly structured. Like, professors would just make up the homework right on the fly, like right after the class was done. On some days, we would just get one easy question. On other days, there would be like an entire sheet of paper that the professor just picks right out of the textbook right there. It was very unpredictable, but it wasn't too much, I would say. I don't remember spending much time on this subject, so I don't know, 10 hours of homework in total. Mechanical Engineering Lab 1. This one depends on which professors you get for the lab, because like you have 10 labs in total and you're doing it with different professors for every single lab. Now, some professors will let you finish the lab report in class right after the experiment, which is good because you don't have anything to do after that, but some of them force you to, some of them don't allow you to do it after the experiment, so you have to go home first and then do it. So it really depends on what professor you're getting. In total, I probably spent 8 hours of doing the lab report, if you're not including the ones that I did right after the experiment. Engineering economy. I don't remember getting homeworks for this one. I just remember that we had a lot of different projects, but the projects did take up quite a bit of time. Probably like 20 hours in total for all the project work. Measurement and instrumentation. No homework, but a quiz after every class, if I remember correctly. Oh, and we also had to do one presentation, probably like 5 hours of presentation work in total. So now moving on to semester 2 of third year. Manufacturing process design, no homeworks, no quiz, but one group presentation, which took 8 hours of my time. It's not too much. Heat transfer, no homeworks, no quizzes, just the exams. Design of machine elements. Yeah, there were a lot of homeworks for this course. Kind of like material science, it's not very predictable. The professor just gives whatever he feels like that day. Some days you could just be getting 15 minutes of homework. On other days you could be getting 4 hours of homework for just one class. Total, I probably spent 15 hours in total for all the work. Vibration and noise control. Yeah, there were homeworks, a lot of homeworks for this class. And not just homework, but also a lot of quizzes. I think we got 3 homeworks before the midterm, 3 homeworks before the final, and quizzes after every single class. So probably spent 15 to 20 hours on all the work on this subject. Hydraulic and pneumatic control, no homeworks, no quizzes, just the exams. Mechanical engineering lab 2, this is basically just like lab 1, but with different topics and machineries. Same idea, around 8 hours in total of doing lab reports back at home. Internal combustion engines, no homeworks, no quizzes, just the exams. Alright, and we're on to the last and final year of my degree, semester 1. The first one that it says here is senior project. Obviously there's no homework in this, you just have to finish the project according to the criteria that the university sets out. I spent the majority of my 4th year doing this project. I almost forgot all of the other classes and literally poured all my heart and soul into this project. I probably spent on average 4, maybe not that much, maybe 2 to 4 hours every single day. So you can multiply that by 14, see how many hours I got in total. Thermal system design. I remember this course being very workload intensive. We had quizzes, we had homeworks, a lot of them, I'd say 3 hours homeworks every single week. Turbo machinery, this is one of my favorite courses that I've ever taken. No homeworks, no quizzes, just the exams. Power plant engineering, again, no homeworks, no quizzes, just the exams. Integrated social sciences, so this is kind of integrated science and technology where you rotate professors very often, maybe not every week like the previous one, but like we had 4 professors in total that taught us for the entire semester. The difference between this one and the other one is that this one mainly teaches about economics, psychology, business even, and yeah, I didn't remember much from this course. I thought it was quite fun, but in terms of like the information that I retained from this course, pretty much none. Yeah, so not much homework, probably like 5 hours in total for the entire course. It's pretty easy. Engineering management. We had a lot of projects, probably like 3, 4, or 5. I can't exactly remember. I don't know why the professor called it projects. You really should have called it homework, because you know it's not like something that you spend a semester of doing. And like each project only took like a week to finish, so it was really more like homework. But anyways, all the work took maybe 15 hours in total for the entire course, so not too much. And then finally, for my last semester, I only took 2 actual courses that's not related to my senior project. First one was called Dynamic Systems and Controls. It like basically teaches about PID tuning, state space control system, and a bunch of other difficult things that's related to like controlling mechanical systems. As far as I remember, no homeworks, no quizzes, just the exams for this course. And finally, there's this one last course that I took called Robotics and Embedded Systems, which is probably my second most hated course in my entire degree. Basically, it has nothing to do with mechanical engineering. It's basically all about like AI, deep learning, neural networks, and stuff like that, and I don't really like that. I'm not like a computer science-y type of guy, you know. The learning curve was very, very steep, and pretty much all of my peers struggled as I did, except for like, you know, a few of those computer geniuses. There was so much homework for this course, like 4 or 5 hours per week. Okay, I guess it depends from every person to person on how long you take to do the homework for this course, because like if you give these homeworks to computer science majors, they could probably do it in like an hour or less. But you know, I'm coming from a mechanical engineering background. I have no idea about any of these stuff, so it took me really long to complete the homeworks. But yeah, pretty much anyways, you're looking at like on average 10 hours per week of homework and project work in one semester. And typically in my university, we take like 7 or 8 courses per semester. But you know, again, that's just in my university. For other universities, it could be less, it could be more. I know for a fact that like my chemical engineering friends got a lot more homework than I did. So again, it just depends on your professor, and if you're lucky, I guess you don't get as much homework like I do. But yeah, it's very manageable. You know, when you grow into adults, you start to get used to like all the workload that you have to deal with. So if you're in high school and you're looking to go into engineering, but you're scared of like the workload, please don't be. You can adapt to it. You know, it's not too difficult. First year will be quite a bit of a shock, but you'll start to get the hang of it in the second year. And like in fourth year, you won't even think about it. You kind of do. I'm just over exaggerating. But anyways, don't be scared. Do the hard work. We're all gonna make it.